Microsoft just dropped an article on Xbox Wire detailing all the new features that you'll be seeing in the upcoming May Xbox update, and I wanted to go over it really quickly. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. I hope everyone's having a great Friday. If you haven't checked out the podcast, yesterday the Xbox 2 with myself and Jess Corden, I thought it was pretty damn good. We talked about the Xbox E3 leaks, no single player in Call of Duty, and Phil Spencer addressing Xbox first party concerns. Check it out. And yeah, I am playing God of War. I'm 4 hours in. I want to get through this video so I can go back to playing. Oh boy, I'm going to have a lot to say about this game when I do finish it. But that's for a different video. Anyways, we all know Microsoft loves to add new features every single month to the Xbox. And May is going to be no exception. There's a couple big things being added, and one that a lot of people never thought we would see. You can see the GIF here playing in the video. Microsoft is adding support for 120 Hz. So in April, they added variable refresh rate. They added 1440p resolution support, as well as an auto-low latency mode. And in May, they're adding support for panel refresh rates. If you own a gaming monitor or a television that supports 120 Hz, you can now actually turn that on in TVs and monitors that are 1080p or 1440p resolutions. Now, this is pretty cool. Now, I don't have a TV or a monitor that supports 120 Hz. My monitor is 1080p 60, but I have been thinking about getting a 1440p 120 Hz monitor. So if and when I do that, I could bring my Xbox over here and take advantage of it. I know Kid Smooth just bought a brand new monitor that supports it, so I'm sure he is pretty happy with this news. Now, the bigger question, though, is even though the support is there, I'm not sure a lot of games actually support 120 Hz. Maybe there are some out there, but it's not a vast majority of them. Maybe this is more of a support for eventual next generation type stuff of having the foundation and framework in place for supporting 120 Hz. So either way, cool option for those that do have it, and something that we never thought would see come to home consoles in the first place. Now, the next thing that they added, which was a highly requested feature, is groups. And if you're on the PlayStation, you know exactly kind of what this is. It's folders. So if you want to, it's basically a way to organize your content. If you wanted to group together the Gears of War games, you could make a group and put in Gears of War 1, 2, 3, 4, Judgment, and have that sitting there. If you wanted to group in all the multiplayer games you could play, you could have another group, or a group for ID and Xbox games, or a group for really fast gamer score games. It's all there. And in the article, they say that that you can create multiple collections of content made up of anything from within the My Games and Apps. You can assign custom names to each group, organize and order them, and add individual groups to the home page. And the cool thing about it also is that since groups are tied to your account, they'll automatically sync across multiple Xbox One consoles. Now, I've kind of been ticking around with this on the PlayStation side. I have a group for the PlayStation exclusives, I have a group for PSN games, I have a group for PSVR games, and I have a group for the media. And since my PlayStation is my secondary console that I use for exclusives, that's what I have it set up for. It kind of reduces the clutter of some of the things that you find in the library or My Games and Apps. And I could see myself doing very similar things here in the Xbox One. Now, when this feature does hit for me, as you guys know, I'll make a walkthrough, basically explaining how to make a group for yourself. But I'm going to be interested in seeing how everybody uses this. Are you excited for this feature? Because this one seems to me like the biggest one out of all these, is the ability to organize your content. Now, I typically am a one-and-done gamer. And what I mean by that is usually I play a game and I finish it and I don't really go back to it. In fact, most of the times I'll delete it off my hard drive to free up space for other games. But I know I am in a vast minority for that. A lot of people love replaying their games, playing their old 360 games that are enhanced or the multiplayer games that are out. So it's going to be interesting to see all the different types of groups that, everybody out there kind of puts together. I'm not sure if I'll do that, but maybe I will. Maybe I will to want to get that fast, like, oh, I want to play PUBG, boom, it's there. but it's a great new feature. Can't wait to tinker around with it and make a video detailing all the different things you can do with it. And of course, one of the other big features, most requested thing, is actually the ability to trim your clips directly in the guide so you can share them out on Twitter. Now, in the last month's update, they added the ability to share to Twitter. It was a little slow in the first one because we'd have to upload Studio or Xbox Live first, so you'd have to sit there and wait for the screenshot to upload or the video itself to upload to Xbox Live before you could share it on Twitter. They recently fixed it, rectified that, and now it doesn't have to upload to Xbox Live first. You can just directly share it on Twitter, so it's much faster. So shout out to the team for doing that and making it a better experience for everybody. And now when you do take a clip and you want to share it on Twitter, but maybe there's 10 seconds missing, or maybe there's 10 seconds of kind of footage you don't want in there, now you can actually trim it straight in the guide and share it out on Twitter without having to go into Upload Studio and wasting a whole bunch of time. So man, 3 big things here, although I can only basically use 2 of them. 120 hertz refresh rate is not something I can personally use yet, but they also have improved family settings, which I don't use. I'm not a father, so I know a lot of people are, though. A lot of people have kids, and they've improved that stuff. You'll be able to easily tell which family and content settings are set up and configured. Important settings that are turned off or require attention will be flagged as well. Microsoft is always doing big things on that front for parents to help managing what their kids play on their system as well as who they interact with. So if you're a parent watching this video and you didn't know that they have these family settings, you should probably go in there and check it out. There's some really cool things that Microsoft is doing in that area. They've also made improvements to the Xbox Accessories app to make it easier to navigate. And so feels and looks more consistent with the rest of the dashboard. And they said they also have intuitive button commands. So pressing certain buttons in certain spots on the dashboard will do certain things. Like if you press the view button on the home, you can edit the order of blocks and reorder items within the groups. Or if you press the view button on the main tab of the guide, it will also display additional capture options. But there's a thing here at the bottom that is also pretty interesting. It says, as usual, a subset of users may also see additional experimental features that we didn't mention here. These features are only enabled for a portion of the Xbox audience to gauge interest and collect feedback. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what they're talking about there, what other experimental features that they are giving to certain members of the alpha program, but not others, and just to see how people use them. There was a point in time where this Game Pass Gold and EA Access in the guide was considered experimental, but a lot of people liked it. And eventually, because of that, because of the feedback they got from the testers and the alpha program, they decided to make it a permanent feature for everybody. Same thing as the download queue from your guide. When you're downloading a game or multiple games, you can actually check the progress by pressing the guide button, and it'll be at the bottom of that most 5 recently played things. It replaces the bottom one. And you can see the progress, you can click on it, and it'll take you to your whole download queue. That was another experimental thing that got a lot of positive feedback, and they made it to the program and eventually made it to everybody else out there. So Microsoft is always trying to add new features. I want to know what you guys think about all this. Are you looking forward to any of this stuff? I know 120 hertz is pretty big within people that rock the computer monitor, but I don't have one. I've been told to get one because I have a pretty killer PC right now, but I will get one eventually down the road. The groups thing is going to be pretty interesting because I think a lot of Xbox fans have wanted and asked for that for a long period of time, and it's interesting that Microsoft is giving that to us now because they always said, well, we have the pins. They increased the pins that you can have on the home screen to 40 games. They let you pin individual things on the home screen that you can go right to. They've always kind of, at least in the early days of the Xbox One, kind of moved away from that, moved away from the idea of groups and customizing and organizing your content. But I don't know, ever since it seemed like Mike Ibarra took over platform development, it definitely seems like the thinking has changed. They let you customize home. They let you add more pins, and now they're letting you organize your games into groups. So that's really cool to see. As well as the sharing direct to Twitter. Like, I've used that quite frequently. I use it on PlayStation. I love using it on the Xbox. Take a quick screenshot and put up on Twitter. But it was always it just took time. And they saw the feedback, and they've improved it, and now you don't have to upload it to Xbox Live. See, this is why this program is always good. The insiders in the alpha program test it out. The beta members test it out. You know, we give our feedback on if we like it and what can be improved, and they listen. This is constant proof of that. Anyways, that is all the things you can look forward to in May. When I get my hands on it, I'll make, an in-depth video going over it, showing it to you guys. But for now, that's what's coming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, share this out on Twitter, sub to the channel if you're new, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every single time I do upload content, as sometimes YouTube won't put it in the sub boxes. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'm off to play God of War. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Later.